To a degree, every idea is stolen, and that's okay. What I mean to say is that every brilliant marketing campaign, every viral video, even this video, is a remix and a mixture of something that has come before. And in a sense, that is quite liberating once you discover that. Once you accept that originality is basically a well-dressed lie, you can stop agonizing over being unique. You can start focusing on what actually matters, and that is being interesting. Let me break this down further, I guess. In my opinion, creativity is not like a bolt of lightning that hits you. You don't suddenly come up with fantastic ideas like that. Creativity is, I believe it to be more like a discussion between friends. There's a back and forth. You take inspiration from someone, they take inspiration from you, the ideas develop, insights come from different sources, and eventually you end up in a new place than where you were originally at the beginning of the discussion, and yet you have something new. So yeah, I fully believe that creativity and creating something is much more like a reinterpretation of something that came before than it is just something flat out brand new. So my original statement that, you know, every idea is stolen is to a degree true. And I'm not the only one that thinks this. Even Picasso said that good artists copy, great artists steal. Mark Twain, I think in like the 1800s or whatever, said that there's no such thing as a new idea. People were stealing stuff long before TikTok remixes and virality came along. If you think about it, even, you know, Apple didn't invent the smartphone. There were smartphones before that, BlackBerry, things like that. HTC, do you guys remember HTC? And even some industries are new ideas. They're culminations of lots of things. Social media was born from the internet and forums and the invention of mobile phones and the ease of photography and 4G and Wi-Fi and many other things all came together to give birth to what we now call social media. So that's why I get the impression that creativity is more like a discussion. You need to hear these ideas from different places, bring them together, interpret them in your own way, and then that's what creates, you know, new ideas. So in that sense, originality is really just about interpreting and expressing something in a new way, in an unexpected way. So if creativity and originality are a myth, where do good ideas come from? I believe that they come from a mixture of cultures and a mixture of insights. Basically, I think the more diverse you can make your inputs, the better and more creative your outputs will be. If you can learn from new cultures, if you can learn from people that come from different walks of life, if you can learn from different industries and things outside of your, you know, normal realm, you're going to come up with something much more creative and much more unique just by the fact that you're mixing in different ingredients. I think that's one of the things that made TikTok so successful so rapidly, was that it was like an open playing field. You could get a cooking video followed by something about golf, followed by something about film, and if you get that mixture and that combination in the right variety frequently enough, you come up with brand new stuff. And that's where brands thrived and came up with such creative ideas, and new businesses were forged and new creators were launched, because they had this like melting pot of just everything from all over the globe instantly beamed to them, which is fantastic. And I know this comes at a bit of a weird time for TikTok, at least in the US, but That's the real value of a platform like that. Yes, there's data issues and there's security issues and privacy issues and stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm a massive advocate for all of those things. But the loss of that being part of that melting pot is almost more harmful than all of those things combined. You need to be able to get access to all of this information from all of these people and all of these different cultures to create truly great things. And to cut yourself off from that is crazy. It doesn't make any sense. I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you want to maximize your creativity and you want to maximize your originality, you need to go and collect inspiration from different places. You need to be happy in yourself that you're remixing and you're reinventing ideas. You need to be willing to have the discussions and be adaptable. And you bring all of those three things together, you will constantly be a creative person. Whatever you're doing, whether you're making videos, creating art, writing books, writing articles, whatever. If you can be multifaceted, adaptable, and understand that not everything has to be brand new, you will be a fantastic creative person. So if you've been holding back on creating something because you don't think you're original enough or you don't think you have a good spin on it, all you need to do is broaden your horizons. Spend less time listening to the same things and putting yourself in those same echo chambers, and take a step off of your usual path. Read a book if you don't often read. Attend a different gym class just to see what a different sport is like. Watch a film that's not in a category you normally watch. Just try and broaden your mind, and that will help you become more creative and express yourself in new ways. Yeah, I think that's it for me today. I wanted to just share those sorts of insights in creativity. I also want to take the last few minutes of this video just to say thank you to everybody that supported my first video that went out. You've really helped me want to continue this journey. I talked in that video about stepping away from being metric driven and performance driven and trying to just be creative driven and enjoyment driven. But I am still learning, and it still makes me feel fantastic to see good comments and people engaging with the video. So thank you. I'm going to keep learning, and I'm going to keep trying to put my thoughts just like this out on video. Let me know if you have anything interesting you want to talk about in the next thing. So in the name of creative discussion, let me know what it is that you think we should talk about, or if you have anything that's been weighing on you and you want to talk about it, let me know. Until next time.